Hey, how's it going guys? It's Mitra, and this video will be a quick talk through and analysis of my first placement game of Season 3, which is on the map, Hanamura. When attacking on Hanamura, it can be very difficult to get through to the first point by going through the main door. Sometimes it just seems like the enemy team has an answer for every single ability you throw at them. However, sometimes it can be extremely useful to send someone such as Genji or Pharah through that left window and create a distraction. Just pulling two members away from the enemy team can free up just that little window that you need to be able to push through and break the enemy's defense. I'm aware that many people already know to try and do this, however, it is utilised at the start of this game and I feel like its usefulness should not go understated. And I'm definitely not trying to hype it up just because I did it a little bit at the start of this first game and I didn't do that much and my team basically carried me through the first attack. No, I would never hype it up like that. No, never. Anyway, let's get on with the game. In all seriousness, no, I am trying to knock around this soldier and this roadhog a bit just because I know I can't really take them on 1v1 because I'm going to get hooked or just completely shot out the air by soldier, so I need to be a bit of a distraction really to help my team get through because they're going through on the right as a team. Now, I can't take on this roadhog. I still know that he probably has his hook, so if he hits me I'm dead. I'm taking a couple of pot shots now. And yeah, my team have basically just annihilated the rest of the enemy team and I didn't really do that much, but you know, it's all worked out. I didn't die and I know I did do a little bit of a distraction, so all was good. Now, going on to the next point, we decide to completely just blitz them and go as fast as we can to the next point. This will prevent them from getting any kind of setup and means that it's going to be much more likely that we're going to be able to take this point extremely quickly. Now, I knocked the roadhog down pretty luckily, I'm going to say, and as you can probably tell now, it's back from my little hiatus of a few months. I just can't hit this soldier, which is unfortunate, but take out the Anna, end up actually taking out the soldier, take out one more person, the McCree, and yeah, and we end up taking this point pretty quickly. Now, I haven't talked too much about how we got onto that point and the different entrances to that point, but we have a fairly long defense, so I'll talk about it a bit more on that. The long distance from spawn to the first point on Hanamura when defending can be a major hindrance to most teams. This is why it's very important for your tanks to manage their shields. It's important to call out the cooldowns so that you can compensate for each other. Reducing the downtime between shields will also greatly reduce the chip damage that your team takes, which will in turn reduce the rate at which enemies are charging their ultimates. Now, should the first point fall, there are two main entrances that people will try to use to get onto the second point. The main entrance door at the centre is the most obvious one that people can try to use. However, people seem to utilise the right elevated entrance more effectively, that you can see on your screen now. This creates a very compact choke, which means your team needs to group up to be able to defend a push through this entrance. It can be particularly devastating if a team manages to push through onto the balcony, as it gives them a large open view of the final point. And finally, they can send people round to the left hand side to flank. This is why you need to call out people as and when you see them. It's very useful for your team to know exactly when and where people are coming from, especially on a point like this where there are lots of different entrances. After reviewing my defense on this map, the first thing I noticed when playing Anna is that I stand far too close to my tanks and in very dangerous positions. As I mentioned earlier, the spawn is extremely far away from the first point. This means that if I get killed, then the team are going to be one healer down for a long time. It would be beneficial for me and my team for me to take a few steps back. It would give me a better viewpoint of the battlefield, which would enable me to make better decisions while also still being able to heal my tanks and others around me. Here, I use my steep dart far too easily. I want to be holding on to that as it's a very powerful ability and can shut down anyone coming through that gate. I'm also still far too close as I'm very lucky to dodge that roadhog hook. I'm still standing much too close. I should be much further back on the point and trying to stop people from flanking while also being able to heal my team. Reinhardt goes a bit ham here and I can't quite keep him up, so unfortunately we should be backing off a lot more. I'm still trying to take pot shots now, which is not my place. I'm supposed to be healing, not trying to take out people. And here I finally get hooked and get taken out. I believe I get rezzed in a second, and because I'm still too far up I just get taken out by roadhog again. Unfortunately they take this point really quickly, just as we did, so we have a very long defense on the second point. Fortunately, lots of us die all at once, which means that we all respawn around the same time at base. This is important as we can get set up quickly before they capture the point and get to us. We're just waiting now to see which side they're going to come in from. It looks as if they're trying to come down the centre, so Reinhardt set up his shield, and I'm standing much further back now, which means that I can heal everyone and see what's going on. Reinhardt gets slept and I hit a nice sleep dart on their Reinhardt trying to charge him down. I nano boost the Reinhardt as he goes in and he takes out most of the team, which is really nice. It means that leaves us a bit of leeway and means we can reset up again before they push. Just looking back on these games, I find it funny how different my play is now. I'm much more haphazard with when I throw my abilities in this game. Ana's abilities are very strong, which means that you should rather be more calculated when using them. Her sleep dart can shut down entire enemy ultimates, and so can her E, especially people such as Zenyatta. She can also use it to keep people alive for a lot longer than they really should be. Here I'm wary of people coming round the right hand side. I don't want someone to come round the right hand side and flank us and take us all by surprise, so I'm waiting down here. What I should really be doing is going up there and trying to keep my team alive, as Zarya goes down being one of our only 2 tanks, which is unfortunate. However, the spawn is fairly close, so we don't have to worry about it too much. And my team does quite a good job of clearing everyone else up. Additionally, I didn't really need to be worried about anyone coming through on the right, as we were up there on the balcony and we had a good vantage point and we could have easily dealt with anyone who decided to flank us from there. Now me and Zenyatta top everyone off and we set up our defense again, as they seem to be focusing more down the middle. I'm keeping everyone topped up at range and we managed to take out Roadhog, or rather McCree does, as I didn't really do much there. Now trying to break Reinhardt's shield, so I need to be careful, make sure that he stays topped up now. Trying to stay out of line of sight so that I don't get sniped out by someone like Hanzo, because that could be devastating if they just push in and we only have one healer, which is Zenyatta. Now Roadhog's trying to break Reinhardt's shield with his ult, but I put a nice sleep dart on him, and now I follow up on Reinhardt's charge with my nano boost. It's much better in this kind of situation to follow your teammates into a charge, even if you don't exactly think it's the best time to fight, as if they're definitely going to die 1v5 or 1v4 or whoever they happen to go into, it's much more likely that they survive and that you end up winning the fight if you go in, as you're not going to win the fight without them regardless if they die and then the team attacks you after that. Hopefully that made some sense. Well, fortunately we have a few people down the centre and a couple at the left, so we're actually scouting to see where they're coming from, and the enemy team don't seem to be pushing as a group either, as we have someone at the left, I'm not sure who that is, and we also have Roadhog down the middle by himself. Ana excels as a kind of tank healer, but also a spot healer as well, as she can heal multiple different targets from different distances. Now I hit another nice sleep dart on Reinhardt there, and our Reinhardt unfortunately falls down, so we need to now kind of defend against this push without our main tank in the mix. We do quite a good job and we managed to take him out, and Zenyatta uses a nice ult to keep everyone up down at the choke. Again, there's another example where I shouldn't really be using my sleep dart, as it was very unlikely that it was going to hit and really wouldn't have done much, as we needed to take this ult out anyway. Managed to hit a nice couple of shots on him and he goes down with the Discord orb. And I've got my ult now, so I know that we can respond to any kind of attack that they throw in, as our whole team's up, and yeah, it doesn't really matter, because as long as they push down the middle or even on the left, to be honest, I can ult one of our tanks and they'll be able to stay alive and most likely defend any kind of attack. Now again, there's another example when I was too worried that someone was going to come from the right hand side when I should really been keeping Reinhardt alive there, as he probably wouldn't have really had any trouble staying alive if I had my healing grenade on him with the healing boost and me and Zenyard keeping him up. Now I'm trying to avoid the hook here because that could be devastating, and I ult the Mei as I didn't really have another target there. Another bad thing to do with Ana's ult is to hold on to it for too long and trying to find that moment where whoever you give it to is going to get that hexa kill, but it's much better to just ult the person who you think is going to be most effective in that situation, as her ult is also fairly quick to charge up as well. Now most of our team are down, but Mei and Tracer do a good job of stalling on the point and making sure that we got time to get there. And we do a good job of taking out the Reinhardt, and Mei hits a nice ult on the rest of the team, which covers the whole point, and we're able to push them off. Now they've only got another 50 seconds left, so we know that at most they have maybe one push left, and my ult is at about 75%, and so it's definitely going to be up by the time everyone else gets there. This Lucio is actually not being particularly smart here, as what he should really be doing is just letting himself die so that he can group up with his team and make this final push and give themselves the best chance. Now they're 5v6 and they don't really have much of a chance in this little fight here. I know Lucio will be back in a second, and they're kind of brute forcing this point, and I should have been backing off a lot further because I could see that Reinhardt was charging. It was kind of unfortunate because our Reinhardt fell down, but as I saw them coming towards me, I should have gotten out the way a lot quicker. Now my ult is up, but my team did quite a good job of defending here. Punched their Ana to death in true doppelganger style, and they're kind of all just trickling onto the point now, trying to get that last bit of overtime done, but they can't hold on to it in the end, and we end up winning. Yeah, it was a pretty good game. Managed to put up a good defense at the last point without any real big scares. Obviously I was blessed with a pretty good team in that game. Our tanks kind of held their ground, and our DPS were taking out people without too much help really. So yeah, I think that was a pretty good game to have a look at. Not too much to look at on the attack side, but quite a lot to analyse on the defence side, with a couple of good plays. You know, see my little nano boost featured in this play of the game, with Reinhardt just cleaving people down, and a little cameo of me at the end. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I think with my next one I'm going to do a more recent game, as I recently hit Master, so hopefully the game should be a bit more quality and maybe be a bit more entertaining, I guess. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed my first video. Any suggestions for improvements or any criticism is well received in the comments. Really appreciate that. And I'd also appreciate it if you enjoyed this video to like and subscribe to my channel for any more upcoming videos. And yeah, that's it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.